Yeah, this film is rated R. We were lucky to be able to work with Damien in it, and I haven't even actually. I'll be interested to hear what he thought of it because we just had a private screening for all the actors a couple weeks ago, and I didn't even have a chance to talk to him about it afterwards. I mean, obviously, this was. I don't think that he read the whole script. I think that his mom Melinda gave him his scenes, and I had to discuss them with them so that they understood what I was going for.
Right.
And the film looks, it looks like it might be, like rated R or whatever, but it's not as bad if you think about the scenes. It's really there's not much,
There's only 2 scenes with actual.
Oh really?
Yeah,
and it's not even. It's not gratuitous.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So,
it needs to be there.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, I wanted everybody to know. I mean, you have to discuss that stuff as a director. If you're, I mean, this is just my first film, but I wasn't comfortable. Everybody had to know, even before we do callbacks or whatever, that what each role that I'm looking for in a person, what they're going to have to do in the film. Rather than just dropping something. Well, what about if we try this or whatever? So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which actually brings me to my next question. I mean, what were some tough parts in the film that you find, man? You really had to get into character for it. Like,
God, I mean, well, God, there were so many because we did some of the stuff just so guerrilla that we're never gonna do it again. Now we're gonna have like permits and all that stuff, but.
Well, we had permits.
Of course we did. We had all the permits we need, all the papers, all the files.
We had some permits.
But there was you'll see the Santa run in there, and Derek was like, Ryan, we got to do it now if we're going to do it. So we just went, him, me, and I think it was just me and him. I don't know if there's anyone else with us, but I had to go put on my old nasty sweatshirt that the character wore. I put on my T-shirt, my ripped up jeans with the paint on them. I had to throw the paint on my hands, a little bit. Like, I had to smoke these nasty, they're called baby cigars, and I had to like make it look like I was doing. He
didn't inhale or anything. So in the movie, that's always the.
Well, I had a trick where I held it in the back of my throat, and I could like almost talk with it without coming out.
Oh, okay,
yeah. But anyways, there was all these Santas, and it was a family event for God's sake. I shouldn't have been there. And he's just filming. He's like, "Go, Ryan, just do it." And Derek, he was like, "We're gonna do it like a reality show. Like I'm gonna be over here, and you're not even gonna be able to see me. You're just gonna have to stay in that character." So like 2 hours went by, and I'm like, trying to act like I'm tripping out, kind of, and like everyone's like, "Oh my God, what is he doing?" Running by, and there was like, it's like 200 people there, and I was like, "Oh my God."
No, there's like 50,000.
Well, he told me 200.
The Great Santa Run. I told him 200, but it's so he's in the middle of it, smoking cigarettes, looking like a creep. The good thing about his character is in this film, he's just kind of creepy and mysterious.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to know Ryan because when you meet him and he's just completely different than the character that he portrayed.
Okay.
So I guess that's where
that
acting
initial
comes in.
part was pretty hard too. You know what I mean? Like he was a wrestler. He was around the same age. I was about to go to art school before dropping out and saying, no, I need to think about it because I was going to be a physical therapist, and then I wanted to go into psychology, and then I wanted to go into art, and I was like, this is just, I can't. School's too expensive to like not figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm still young, take a year off, and I was going to go to art school. I was all ready to go to San Francisco and everything. I was going to go to Cal Art. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it. And I was like, saw his little ad, and I was like, okay, well, I can draw, that's fine. Just like him, he's a painter.
Yeah.
I was young. I already knew all about wrestling. I'd already done the college thing.
Yeah.
But his personality was so 180 from mine. You know what I mean? It was like that was the hardest part. And like whenever you'd get out of that mode for like, because we'd shoot for 12, 16 hours a day, and it was just like, you're completely. You know what I mean? It's it's real work.
Oh, of course.
People are like, oh, you're not. What do you do? Just smile on camera. It's like. Yeah. No, not if you're really serious about
real
it.
work.
Yeah, and you're in that mode, and it's like Ryan, you got to get up and you got to like act like you're freaking out for like the next 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, and then you're in your undies on, and like everyone, there's like 15
crazy.
people surrounding you, and you're just like,
that is crazy. So like I actually heard that you actually did a scene. Okay, now this might be out of your character, so. I heard you had to actually like kiss another man.
Yeah.
Stuff like that because Caravaggio actually was bisexual.
Well,
he was confused.
Well, no, I mean this was Rome. So as the story talks about, Caravaggio was, he's obviously he was bisexual at the time, and in Rome that was. That's where that phrase come. Yeah, in Rome. When in Rome. So it was just. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. That was a different time. That was 400 years ago. So that might have at least in the art world, that might have been the norm. Who knows? But there's been a film out there that is by, ironically, another Derek, his name's Derek Jarman, and he made it, and it's basically it's a gay cult film is really what it is. So I saw that film back when I was learning about Caravaggio, and I didn't really like it that much because I thought that I had envisioned Caravaggio as this whole different person, this whole different character, and then I saw that film. It was not really what I would produce, what I would direct, and who knew that later I'd be able to do that. So anyway, so that is one part of the film. Yeah,
but that had to be hard for you to do that.
Yeah, it was, and the thing was, like, I just met the guy too, and I was like, Derek was like, well, here it is, Ryan, here it is. And he walks in, he's this huge muscle guy in a t-shirt. I was like, oh god, he kind of looked like Hercules. I was like, here it is. And then like you feel weird shaking his hand, like I'm gonna be locking lips with you in about a week. How you doing?
Wow.
Yeah, here's a piece of trivia though. Right after we did the scene, the guy ended up getting divorced from his wife just a couple weeks later.
Oh.
It's these things. It's not me. It's the lips. Yeah, that was really. But Derek set it up real professionally. It was like this. There was 3 cameras on us.
And I told. That's another thing I told him from the start. I said there's this one scene that I want to do, and we're going to get it done in 2 takes.
Right.
So, but luckily we were able to do it in 1 take. So that's the only time that they had to do that. And and like I said, I just want. There's uncomfortable stuff in the film. It takes you down weird paths. Yeah. But like I said, I discussed it with everybody before it were cast.
Well,
and it's not. Don't get the wrong idea though. You know what I mean? It is not. It's no worse than like the new Fast and Furious movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really not even.
Well, I mean, as an actor, I mean, you definitely gonna have to.
But that's what I thought.
Sometimes.
I was like, okay, well, this isn't me doing this stuff. This is him. I never even done a drug in my life, so I was like, okay, he does this, I don't. Yeah. That's fine. He's kissing dudes. I don't do that. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Damien. All right. So now we're getting to Damien. So, tell us about your role on I'm Caravaggio.
Well, basically, I'm playing young Ian in his past, and I jump into the movie at various parts as a flashback, as it ties in with the scenes. And back then, when young Ian was, when Ian was a kid, his father was very abusive towards him, and Ian was very interested in art, and he loved to draw and paint and draw pictures of his mother, or set up a piece of, like a plate of food, and then draw it, and then whenever his dad came and saw it, he would, like, destroy the whole piece of artwork and yell and scream at him and call him all kinds of funky things.
Wow.
So it kind of really affected him on how he was at modern day in the movie. I mean, very greatly.